Hey crew, hey crew, it's Pitt and I am back with something just a little bit different. Today's this video is going to be something like I don't normally do. This is more of a vlog style. I'm going to be talking about real issues in my real life, and so if it is not for you, that is understandable. There's no reactions in this, and there might be something related to some of the other stuff, but that is because that is what we do over here. It's been an eventful day. Like, we just had a hurricane yesterday, and God delivered us from the hurricane. Like, the lights never even went out. We don't have any real storm damage where I am, and I am beyond blessed for that. And I said thanks when I was out praying for y'all this morning. But last night, I lost my grandfather. He was my last remaining grandfather, but we were never really all that close. We were separated by several hundred miles and a lot of other things for my entire life. And so I am sad because he was a good man. He was well loved by his community. And while we weren't as close as we could have been, there was always love there. And so I'm sad by that. I woke up to that this morning, and he's happier now. But attached with that comes all the things that come with that, and that's what we're really talking about today. I am sad about my Papa Ralph, but it's going to bring family together that hasn't been together in a while. The last time I saw my brother was in 2019. They're coming in from South Carolina. I'm excited for that, and that's in part what's going on here today. My baby sister will probably be coming in from Colorado, I'm sure, and I haven't talked to her yet, but I'm sure she'll be coming in, and I haven't seen her in a couple of years with my little nephews, right? They both have nephews that I haven't seen in a couple of years, and I'm excited for that. But it's put me into my mind because the last time I saw my brother was when this started, when what we're doing here really started, and I didn't even really click that around until today when, thinking about death naturally brings about thoughts about people. And in 2019, I don't know if you knew, but they relaunched World of Warcraft Vanilla. I know that because that was the last year that my whole family got together and we went to the beach. My mom did that for us. Like, she would rent a beach house, and we would all go and stay, us and the kids, and everybody got a whole week. We got to just hang out and chill and talk and all of those things. And that was the last. My voice is dead because I did a whole lot of video today. That was the last time we all got together. And leaving that trip in 2019, me and my brother were going to play WoW, and it was during the process of playing WoW that I discovered how much of a shitbag I still was. That might have caught you off guard, but if so, then you probably don't know me all that well. I'm not a reliable person. I always thought that I was, but I really wasn't. And it wasn't until I was playing WoW that I really understood that about myself. And it's what started off this journey that we're on together a couple of years before we got on it together. 2019, we started playing WoW, and I thought that I was one person because I used to play WoW. And World of Warcraft, I don't know if I mentioned that, but WoW is World of Warcraft. I played World of Warcraft since about 6 months after its launch for 6 years. It was obsessive for me. I lost sleep behind it. It was the thing I did when I couldn't do other things anymore, right? I substituted the one thing with another thing, and the other thing was video game. And so I didn't realize that then. I obsessed about it. It was what I did. And as a result of that, I was pretty good at it. I was good enough that I got a little bit famous in the circles. Now, the circles were really small in World of Warcraft days, but I played a paladin tank named Fuzzy Girl. It was a dwarf paladin. I liked the way her pigtails flew out behind her when she was casting spells, but I was the tank, and people got to know me and my style. And I had a friend who I trained how to tank, and somebody mentioned that he tanked like me. So at least there was a little bit of notoriety there, right? I thought I was the leader and the guy who did it, but I was just obsessive about the game. And playing with my brother made me realize that, because I had quit being obsessive with the game. I was extremely excited about Vanilla coming out. I was so very excited about this game, and my brother played it too, and we were going to play it together, and we did for a little while, but I was the problem, right? I had overcome the addiction, and then I was dabbling in the addiction again. And I was dabbling in it in a way that it would have had to have become obsessive for me to get to the level where I was when I wanted to be where I was. Like, I was doing raids and things like that before, and I was definitely not on that level. And it gave me performance anxiety, and it gave me societal inhibitions. Like, it really changed my whole mindset playing that game. And I never really expressed that to my brother, but when I got to where I was not showing up for the game and I wasn't doing the things, like, he went and did his thing with his friends, and then we naturally fell apart because I don't talk to people, right? I don't call people, I don't keep in contact. It's part of this shit going on in my head. It's one of the reasons why we got the MBTI system. That performance anxiety, that not feeling like I was pulling my part, and coupled with the video game obsession, made me feel a certain way, right? And then I got sick. 2019 was when I got the thing that everybody else caught the next year, and it was terrible. I didn't tell my wife how terrible it was because all of this shit. And she would have made me go to the doctor, and I didn't want to go to the doctor, so I sat here, and I probably got really, really close to dying. I had to sit up at sleep. I was having trouble breathing. And like, I didn't let her know how bad that got, but it got pretty damn bad. Again, all of this shit. And so I got to the point where I couldn't breathe for a couple of months. And then December 31st, 2019 happened, and I started walking. And my perspective started changing. Now, just prior to that, Jordan Peterson, I'm doing, watching his lectures. Like, I watched so many hours of the actual lectures of the psychology, right? I didn't just watch the ones where he was talking about the hot topics of the day. I was in the class taking the course. The same thing I did with Brandon Sanderson in writing, and the same thing I've done with various other college courses that are available free. I watch the whole thing. I take notes. I try to understand the concepts. I get behind it. I'll never hold a degree, but I seek the knowledge. That led me into the MBTI, and that led me into starting to figure out what was going on, but everything being so fucking difficult for some reason. I started walking in 2019. I started doing my first MBTI video in 2020, shortly thereafter, and I was like big and puffy. Like, it's wild. I've lost 40 pounds since then. But like, that was the break. Like, you can go back and watch the videos when the break happened. When I did the first Steve Aoki typing, there was a break before my next MBTI video. And in that break was when I redesigned the whole system. That's when I started digging into my shadow, and that's when I really started learning to assimilate all these things into me. Like, that was all because I failed to show up for World of Warcraft for my brother. And like, this is going to be the first time I've seen him since then, and I'm in a healthier place now. We talk, and this is therapy for me in a very real way. All of the reaction videos, the things we talk through, and that's for me too. This is real for me. This is what we do. And so that's why we're sharing this today. Like, this isn't the stuff people share. This is what we share. This is part of my 300% honesty, right? God, you, and me. We all have to be honest. And so, like, I failed to show up for my little brother, and I get to apologize for that, and I'm happy for that. Right? But I have to work through that before I do that. So maybe I can hold it together and be able to articulate that. it's wild. It's just wild how the progression came, right? Like the key for me to want to learn something more. And like I had already had some of this knowledge. Like I was already on the path to a lot of this stuff. And that was the key that really solidified it. That's when I started walking, and then that's when the power of perspective came into play. That's when I changed my gait and was able to stop limping. That's when I was able to walk a whole mile. That's when I was able to time it, and then I was walking it fast, right? Now I'm still not right, but I'm a lot better. I'm still not right, but I'm a lot better. And like that's all because I failed to show up for WOW one day, right? It's wild. And like I've got a lot of stuff in my life that I've got to apologize for, and that's part of it, right? Abandoning my brother once again, like that's a whole thing we got to deal with. But I'm in a better place now, and that's because of my crew. I want to express the thanks for that. Today's been a big day. It's been a busy day. Been a lot going on in here, and I feel like I'm in a better place, and that you helped me with that. So I want to thank you for that. I want to express my thanks to my crew for that. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole, and complete, just the way that you are. And this has been Pit's Take. Peace.